Hi guys, welcome to my channel. In this video, I'm going to show you how to use Filmora 10, but in two video. This is the first video. I will cover everything you need to know about this software and about the user interface. And in the next video, I will show you how to edit video using Filmora 10. Because if I just put them into one video, it is going to be a long, boring video. So this is the first part. I hope you enjoy the tutorial. And remember, Filmora 10 is not a free program, although you can download and install the software on your computer for free and access to all the features. But when you export the video, it will have the watermark on your output. If you want to remove that, you need to purchase the license, and luckily the license is very affordable. And I have a 20% discount coupon code in the description below, so you can purchase it at $55.96 only. So it's cheap, right? So just go ahead to the link in the description and to save your money if you want to purchase the software. Okay. Here I have my Filmora 10 open. So this is a start page. When you open the program, you see on the left side of the window, you have the option to select project aspect ratio. So you can click on this drop down menu. It has different option for your project, such as 16:9, which is very common when making YouTube video and other kind of video. But you can also choose 1:1 aspect ratio for your Instagram story, and 9:16 useful for making portrait video, and also cinematic video, which is similar to making movies. This is the aspect ratio. And remember that you can also change the aspect ratio later in the main editing workspace. Okay, so for this example, I just choose 16:9. And here down here you have a button to create a new project. You open your recent project, and this thumbnail are also your recent project. If you want to open any of this recent project, you just click on the thumbnail here. So for this example, now I will create a new project, so I'm going to click here. Alright, so here is the main editing workspace of Filmora 10. You see that this is a classic timeline video editor. You have the preview window on the right, and you have a media and all the most important feature on the left. And also you have your video editing timelines at the bottom, and all the function button here. And I will give you a quick tour about this user interface. So on the top left, you can access to the menu toolbar. Here we can have file where you have all the option to create a new project, open your recent project and save your project, and the most important information is your project setting and preferences. When you select an aspect ratio for your project at the beginning, then here at the project setting, you can also change that aspect ratio. Remember, and when we click on the project setting, then we can change our aspect ratio and then select a resolution you want to create. Here, for example, if normally I produce YouTube video, so I would stick with 1080p. But if you want to create 4K video, there's an option here, and you can also select a custom resolution here. For example, if you shoot with GoPro and other device, and the resolution is different from this template, you can select it here. Okay. For the frame rate, normally I will select 24 frames per second for YouTube video, and for tutorial I will select 13 frames per second. But Filmora 10 allows you to choose to edit video up to 60 frames per second. Okay, and now we're going to select 24 frames per second for this project, and then we click OK to go back to the timeline. And the second important parameter in the file menu is the preferences. You see is the preferences, and also you have the keyboard shortcut. We allow you to customize your keyboard shortcut in this program if you want. This is a new feature of Filmora 10. And at the preferences, you always need to check this before creating a new project in Filmora 10 and maybe other video editor too. So this is what I normally do when I create a new project with Filmora 10 and other video editor. So here at the General tab, you can change the display language to your language if you want. But there's just some language here, and I don't have my language at this option. But you can have Spanish, Japanese, and Chinese, and some other. You can check it here. When you change your language, you need to restart the program so that it can apply to your setting. Okay. I will go with my English, and here at the appearance option, you are able to change from dark mode to light mode. For example, I want to change to light mode, and then I click OK, and it look like this, but I don't like this, so I will come back to my dark mode. And right here you have a folder where Filmora store your footage and media and also other effects. And at the editing tab, you have some option to change your photo duration here, transition duration, and effect duration, also free frame duration. These are the options that you need to select whenever you create your video. And you have the option to change from second to frames. Okay, and photo placement also important. If you drag and drop your photos onto the timeline, there's some option here: fit and crop to fit, and pan and zoom with some effect for your photo. Okay, and it is a show the split button on the timeline, but I will show this feature later. Okay, and this is very important. This is very important parameter you need to check. It is saving, and you always need to enable your backup. Enable backup your project every 1 minute to avoid losing your project, because whenever you create a new video, it will crash. And Filmora 10 and other video editor the same. They are heavy, and they will crash anytime unexpectedly. So you need to know where to find your backup project. Okay, and you can also change your backup project location by clicking on this browse button. Here I have it on my E drive, and also default project location on my E drive. If you want to change, you can just simply click on this and then select a new location for that. Okay, so I'm not going to change it. And at the performance tab, it's also important. Here, whenever you open Filmora 10, at the performance tab, you need to enable GPU acceleration for video decoding and encoding. Okay, and always check this and enable this. And remember, never check this background render, because it will lag. It will lag. In my experience, I never check this background renders, and I don't know why they haven't removed this feature from the performance tab. But for maybe in some case it's good, and in some powerful computer you can just edit and let the program render your video automatically. And it's good for powerful computer only. For low-end laptop and medium computer like what I'm using now, never check this background render. Okay, and you have some other option here, but not very important information. And just check this one, also important: automatically proceed when your media resolution is higher than HD resolution, because it will create a small copy of your original footage to help you edit video smoother and faster. Okay, and now you can click OK to go back to the timeline. And okay, so that is just about the file toolbar menu. And here we have also edit, tools, and view, and help. So all these are the main feature of Filmora 10. You can just select any menu here to access to the feature you want. And here at the help tab, you have the option to check for update. So if you are at the older version of Filmora 10, maybe for Filmora 9 or Filmora 8, you can always go here to check for update and to update to this new version. Okay, and the option to activate your account here also. If you purchase the license, you can go here, but I have a tutorial on that, so no need to mention in this video. Okay, So go down here, you have seven key features of Filmora 10. This is a media where you store your video, audio, background music, and image. When you import it into your software for further editing. And this is the audio. So you have some built-in audio inside Filmora 10. They provide you with three categories. The first one is favorite, and the second included. Meaning when you install the program, all this music are here. And remember, they are not 100% copyright free music. So when you're uploading video to YouTube, I recommend not using this music track, because maybe you get a copyright strike. That is my experience. Okay. And here you can also import your own music into this folder. Just drag and drop it. I will show you later when I import the media into the project. And here we have Filmstock. Filmstock is a subscription-based service. You can register an account, and then you can download media from that service. When you purchase Filmora 10, we'll have one month free Filmstock standard subscription. So that is just the offer from Wondershare at this time, and I don't know if they change it later in the future. So never mind about that. Just make sure that when you buy Filmora 10, you get the license for lifetime. And the other subscription service, I'm not sure 100% sure about them because they can change anytime. Okay. So when you go to Filmstock, you can also download some free effect with your register account. And this is audio and the title. The title tab is where you can add text to your videos, add subtitle to your video, and end credit and everything related to text. It is in this title tab. Okay, so you can see the same. There are three categories. The favorite is what you normally use. You can put this heart button and it comes to your favorite. And included, meaning that when you install the program, you get it. You get this folder. Okay. And Filmstock is something that you can download from their service. There's free and their paid package over here. So you can see here at the included folder, you have many options. Many options about text, lower third, subtitle, end credit, and also new concept. New concept is something that they add from time to time. This is the first version of Filmora 10, and maybe 10.1, 10.2, 10.3. They will add more material for you. So that is what Wondershare is doing now. And here we have some new concepts. So there's so many. I cannot use all of them. Just use some of them for my video. Okay, new concept including title, lower third, and opener. So this is a new feature, a new template in Filmora 10. Plain text. Plain text is something just text and no animation, no preset, just text, and you can drag and drop it directly to the timeline to use it. And call out. So there's some call out template for those of you who make review video, or you want to explain about things when making video. Okay, so this is about title track is a very important in Filmora 10. For the transition, here at the transition tab, so when you install the program, you already have over 200 different type of transition, and you can download more at the Filmstock library. And here, for example, I download a lot of transition here. It's just free. I just download free transition. But if you want to pay for the subscription of Filmstock, then you can have more transition. So it may be 1,000 or something else. Okay. So the same. It's also three category. And the effect is what you can apply to your video. So you can drag and drop it directly to your video or image, or you can just put it on the top track to apply for all the track below it. And it is also the three category here. The first is favorite. If you like something, you can put a heart button here, and the included folder include everything you have when you included folder include all the effect when you install the program. For example, here we have filter, a lot of filter, over 160 different kind of filter. You have 60 chromatic aberration and everything here, show here at this area. And also overlay, many overlay. You have frame, light leak, bokeh, blurs, lens flare, all films, and the overlay is just a video. It is a video or preset, and then you can just overlay it on top of your video. So it is easy, right? I will show you later in my next tutorial about Filmora 10, because I'm going to make a many smaller tutorial about Filmora 10 on my channel. So make sure that you subscribe to my channel so you don't miss it. Okay. And also at the video effect, we have included, and we have some LUTs here. LUT is also what I love in this program. LUT is the lookup table that you can change the color of your video immediately with just some drag and drop action. Okay, so here, and the utility is also an important folder in this video effect, and you have film stop. So we're going to deep dive into this effect later in other tutorial. Okay, and the element is similar to overlays. So you need to put it on top of your video and apply it to your to all the track below it. And normally overlays and elements are pre-video and preset, so you cannot change the customize it, but you can resize and scale and change the color or something, but not you cannot change the animation inside it. Okay, and here's the elements. You have a bunch of options here. Included means something that you already have when you install the program. For example, this is a new element in Filmora 10. They just added one to the software. You just need to double click and download the element, and then you can review it on the preview window here. This one already downloads Clash and Wow, or this Cloud School. So you just double click on the elements, and it will show up on the preview window here. Okay, and film stock, you have the option to download more, also free. I normally use free, just because I think they are enough for me. But for those of you who are making film, Hollywood movie or short film or something like that, you can consider to subscribe to film stock subscription service. Okay, and here finally we have a split screen at Filmora 10 and Filmora 9 and maybe Filmora 8. There's only 30 different kind of split screen template, and this is one of the most interesting feature in Filmora 10 also. I cannot see the split screen template in other video editor, and it is very easy to use. Just drag and drop this template onto the timeline, and then you can drag and drop your media file here to this position and this position, and you can create one split screen video. Okay, so that is about the main. That is about the main feature of Filmora 10. And now we go to this area. This is a preview window. When you put something on the timeline, when you put anything on the timeline, for example, this sample video, when you put anything on the timeline, it will show up on your preview window, and this preview window is resizable. You can resize this preview window like this. You can drag and drop this line to this to make it bigger, or you can drag and drop your this line. I'm sorry. Okay, you can drag and drop this line to make it even bigger, but then you will make your timeline smaller. Okay, like this, and you have the option here to play full screen, so you can preview in full screen if you want to see what is your project look like. Okay, and you can press escape to come back, and this is the preview window down below. Just 1 second, I will resize it to smaller one. Okay, so down below you have some button here. This is a play button. You can press spacebar on your keyboard to play and also to stop the video or preview. And this is the button to go forward one frame at a time, and this is backward one frame at a time. And this is a preview quality. If you're editing video on low-end laptop, then you can just select a lower quality, and don't worry, it will not affect your final output. And down here we have the preview quality and display setting. You can also click on this and you can change your aspect ratio here, and you can show shape zone here or zoom level, and always check you always need to check this one, use original media when paused, because when you lower your the preview quality, your video or image will look blurry or pixelated, and then when you pause it come back to your original quality, so you can see what exactly the video is. And next is a snapshot button. You can take a snapshot of the preview quality review window here at this button, and this is the audio. You can control the audio, audio level of your footage. Click here, and then you use this slider to control the audio. So that is some important information about this preview window. And remember, if you edit anything here, you can also right click on the review window, and you have some option here. Crop to fit or zoom level or playback quality. You can right click on the preview window and access to all the tools here. So down below finally is the timeline. So the editing timeline. Filmora 10 allow you add up to 100 different video track and audio track on the timeline. And on top of the timeline are all the important button, but you need to drag and drop. For example, drag and drop a media file onto the timeline, then you select it and all the button will appear. On the left side is the undo button, and it is the delete button. You can select the clip and hit delete, or you can press this button to delete, and it is a split button. When you put your playhead anywhere on the clip, and then you hit this button, you can split the clip into parts. For example, like this, I can split it and move it around the timeline. And it is a crop tool or zoom and pan. So including crop and zoom and pan. So it's also an important feature in Filmora 10 and also Filmora 9, I believe. If you click on that, select the clip and you click on that, so there's an option to crop your video, and then at the crop tab you can adjust the size of the video here. And if you go to pan and zoom, then you have the option to pan and zoom on your screen. With this area you can adjust this small area to pan and zoom on the screen. So I have a tutorial on this feature already about Filmora 9, and it is the same with Filmora 10, like this. You see that pan and zoom here. So that is a drop tool, and when you select the clip, you have the option here to control the speed of your video. If you want to speed up your video or slow down your video, you can hit this button, and there's some other way to do this to control the speed. For example, if you can press and hold your control key and then hover your mouse to the edge of the clip, and then you can drag it to the left to slow it down, and drag it to the right to slow it down, and drag it to the left to fast forward. And also you can reset the speed at this button here, reset it to normal, or choose another slow down option and fast forward option. And you can even open the custom speed window. Here you can control the speed with the exact number. Here, for example, I can type 0.5 to slow it down, or I can type 4 to speed it up 4 times. And also I can reverse the clip by clicking here, and also always check for rip or delete reverse clip by checking this box and click OK, and then it will create proceed for that reverse clip, and click yes and click OK. And now the clip is fast forward and reverse. Okay, so this is the speed button where you control your video speed. So just if you want to make slow motion, fast forward, or maybe reset your video speed, you can click on this button. And this button is about color grading, color correction, and you can select your clip here and hit this button for color correction. And now in Filmora 10 it has two options. One is color correction. If you want to correct your color in your clip, then you can select this option. And if you want to have color match is something that will match the color between two clips on the timeline. You can select this button, and now we can select color correction here. So it will open up Filmora advanced color grading tools. Okay, and here you can select a preset, any preset down here, or you can adjust the color manually, including white balance, saturation, highlight, shadow, and HHLs. Okay, everything here, and also even apply new LUT to your video. And if you're happy with the preset, you can also save it as a preset for your next video. Okay, I will go into detail about this later. Okay, let's click OK. And this is a green screen button. So when you want to remove a green screen from your video, you can click on this button. And this is the motion tracking button. When you want to track something on the screen and you click on motion tracking, it will open up the video property like this. I open it and click on this, and it will show up the video property when you can enable and disable the motion tracking and so many other things here. Okay. Okay, and finally it's about the edit. You can select the clip and go to the video property again with this button. It is similar to show property in the program here. For example, if you can right click and then you click on show property, or you can press the keyboard shortcut and E to show your video property or image property. Okay. Alright, so that is just some button on the left side of the timeline, and here is some more button on the right side of the timeline. Also, this button is also important in Filmora 10. So this is the render button. When you add more media file onto the timeline and the program become laggy, and so that is the time you need to hit this render button. This is very important button, especially for those of you who are editing video on low-end laptops. And it is a marker, so you can press M on your keyboard, or you can play the video and then at the position you want to remember, or you can hit this button to add a marker. And being mentioned that you can add marker on the timeline, or you can select the clip on the timeline and select the clip on the timeline, and you can also add marker on that clip also. And it is applicable for audio and audio effect and other thing on the timeline. Okay, and next to the marker button is the recording voiceover in Filmora 10. You can click this button to record audio from your microphone. But I'm using a screen recorder. We take control of the voiceover recording option, so I cannot click on that. And down here, next to it is the audio mixer. Audio mixer is something that you can control all the audio. I can click on this to show you. Control all the audio of the project, including your video audio and all the audio sound, audio track on the timeline. And you can play it here, and you can change it from stereo to surround, and some option here, and increase and load out the master volume, and also adjust the direction of your audio to the left, right, or left ear or right ear for this video track. And this is the audio track. You see that there's a button here, and you can also adjust it right here. And this is the slider to adjust a separate audio track on the timeline. Okay, and let's click OK. And the next thing is a zoom to fit the timeline. Sometimes when you're editing video, you drag and drop so many clips on the timeline like this, and it is like this, and you cannot see at the end of the video your project. And then you can hit this button, view everything on the timeline, or you can press Shift Z on your keyboard it is a keyboard shortcut to view everything. You can hit that and you can see everything on your timeline. So this is to avoid mistake when you export your video and you leave something on the timeline, unexpected things on the timeline. Okay, and this is the button to zoom in and zoom out the timeline. You have the keyboard shortcut also for zoom in. You can press Control plus equal button on your keyboard, and this one is Control and minus button on your keyboard, but I never use this one because I just use this. I click on this. So that is about the timeline. Okay, and down below is some important information about the timelines, how you control your track, how to add more track, video track and audio track in Filmora 10. Here you have the track manager. You can click here to open the track manager. You add this button, you can add more video track, audio track, and you can delete all empty track on your timeline. And also you can adjust the track height to small, normal or big, because this is normal. Okay, and this is normal. If you want to see the waveform better or see the video better on the timeline, you can change it to big and this become bigger, right? And that is a track manager, and you can open the track manager here. For example, if you want to add up to 100 video track on the timeline, you can just select a number here, and audio track also the same. You can select the number here and then click OK to go back, and you can also right click at this position to access to the track manager. For example, I just right click and I want to delete all empty track on the timeline, and just hit that and delete all empty track on the timeline. Okay, that is a track manager, and next to it is the auto ripple button. So if you enable this, whenever you delete something on the timeline, the video clip on the right side will automatically move to the left like this, and you will press delete and it will come here, right? And if you move it here, it's okay, but now you can delete this one and it will automatically move to the left side of the timeline. Okay, you don't need to move it manually like this, but normally I will turn it off because sometimes it's annoying, but sometimes it's useful. Okay, and down below at each video track or audio track, there's some button. Here is symbolized for video, and this is for audio. I think the button is now too small for me to watch, because in Filmora 9 is bigger, so it's much bigger, it's easier to see. So I hope that they will fix this soon, because we all need to see what is on the timeline, especially a messy timeline. And here is a show and hide a video track on the timeline. If you click on this button, the video on the timeline or the subject on the timeline will not be shown on your display window, your preview window here, and you can enable it. And sometimes you want to lock the timeline, so you cannot do anything for unexpected movement on the timeline. Okay, and you can also unlock it. And that is about the timeline and almost everything about this user interface. And there are also some important information here about your license. If you click on this account license, you see open up your account status and also access to your video effect and your account here. And you can click on this button to save your project, and click on this button to go to the message center. Message center is where Wondershare show the message to you and tutorial, and you can click here to download more effect. So these are some more information about the software, about the tutorial, about your license. Okay, so finally we have an export button here. So if you want to export your video, you can click on this export button to go to the export tab and export your video to final product. Alright, so that is about the user interface tour in Filmora 10. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you want to learn how to edit video in Filmora 10, just click at the end screen annotation. I will publish a video on how to edit video in Filmora 10 starting from here. because I plan to make a complete tutorial for beginner, including overview of the user interface and all the editing feature. But I'm kind of, I think it's too long. Maybe 1 hour, 2 hours, you get bored with the video. Okay, so that is enough for today's video. Thank you very much for watching, and remember to download the software and click on the end screen annotation to watch how to edit video in Filmora 10. Bye.